All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? We're back with the December 21st edition of the NHL Quick Hit for this 12-game slate. As always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. And if you are not a member yet, head over to shipitnation.com. Click on Join Now. You can use promo code MAYO, get you 10% off for life, whatever package you do choose, and get in the Discord, get all the premium content, projections, tools, and everything you need to really have success with DFS for the cheapest all-in rate in the industry. As always, we're going to talk through favorite stacks, some value plays at each position, favorite goalies, and my final slate plan, core plays, matchup sheet. Everything will be live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers over on the website leading up to lock here. Without further ado, let's jump right in here tonight. We got 2 7 totals on the board tonight, or 3 7 totals, excuse me. Ottawa, Colorado, 7 total. Edmonton, New Jersey, 7 total. And then Toronto and Buffalo is a 7 total. No 5.5 totals, couple 6 totals, couple 6.5 like always. But let's jump right in. Let's talk about the chalk of the slate here tonight. Likely, it's going to be these Florida Panthers here, likely at home. Heaviest favorite as it stands right now on the slate. Facing the St. Louis Blues here. Florida coming off a loss against Calgary last game, but game before that beat Edmonton. They've lost 3 of their last 4 here. I look for them to right the ship here tonight on home ice against St. Louis. Really like Florida here. Alexander Barkov at 7,500. Super cheap on home ice here. Really like that price point. Sam Reinhart's got a fair price at 7,200. He's been great all season long. I'm seeing pretty low ownership as it stands right now on him. And then Evan Rodriguez at 4.3K is a great value play that's skating alongside of those guys on that top line. In terms of values, Gustav Forsling remains way too cheap at 4K flat. Pretty solid matchup here overall. He's playing over 21 minutes. So do like Florida quite a bit. You can even play the second line with Verhaeghe, DeChuck, and Sammy Bennett. The second line is going to likely go under owned compared to the top line, but both firmly in play here for me. St. Louis pretty leaky on the road overall. Panthers implied to score over 4 goals. Definitely like the Panthers quite a bit here tonight. Let's talk about another team that's going to get a ton of ownership here. It's Colorado on home ice here in a 7 total. Great matchup for them. Ottawa's heading to town here in this one. Ottawa is very leaky on the road overall. They got a terrible penalty kill on the road, killing off just 72% of power plays. Give me this top power play for Colorado. Amazing if you can afford them. Nathan MacKinnon, my favorite spend up on the entire slate, 9,800. Mikko Rantanen, Valeri Nichushkin, Devon Toews, and Jonathan Drouin is that top power play. Jonathan Drouin remains one of the best value plays on the entire slate. Really like him at 3,500, getting top power play run. Skate next to Wood and Ross Colton. That whole line is super cheap, that second line for Colorado, since they did obviously bulk up that top line with McKinnon, Rantanen, and Nichushkin. Overall, Valeri, 7K flat for him. He's averaging 20 DraftKings points per game over the last 5 at 7K. Really like him. Love the Avs here. Top power play for me if I'm going to the Avs. Really like the spot for them. Let's talk about another team here that's in a pretty good spot. It's the Flames on the road here. It is only 6 total. Ownership should stay in check for these guys. But again, like the second line a little bit with Nazem Kadri, Zary, and Pospisil here. Overall, Kadri, 5,700, great one-off here. Anaheim, he's averaging over 4 shots on goal per game over the last 5, 5,700. Anaheim on the road, or on home ice, excuse me, 3rd best team to target for expected goals against. They give up the 4th most high danger chances as well. So I do like the full line strength here. Power play correlation is fine with Calgary, but Anaheim does have a pretty good penalty kill, killing off 86% of penalties, over the last 10 games here on home ice. So do like the Flames a little bit here. Kadri, that second line would be my preferred. You can play this third line, as always, with Backlund, Huberdeau, and Blake Coleman. Really like that third line. They all got good price points overall. And then that first line with Elias Lindholm, Mangiapane, and Igor Sharangovich, all super cheap here too. Sharangovich at 4.7. He's averaging over 2.5 shots per game over the last 5. Elias Lindholm's averaging 10 DraftKings points per game over the last 5. He's getting top line, top power play work at 5,400. I like him. And then Rasmus Anderson as a D-man at 5,800, top line, top power play work. Anaheim ranks 29th in the league against D-men. So do like that. Noah Hannafin's another D-man you can play there. So overall, Flames, pretty solid spot here against these Ducks overall. Another team that I haven't really mentioned too much on these shows or in my content this year, but I'm going to go to the well here. Minnesota's won 4 of their last 5, including a win against Boston in Boston here. Now they return home to face the Canadiens here, who can bleed goals here. Minnesota's second highest favorite on the slate. I like this top power play unit here for Minnesota. Kaprizov, Eriksson Ek, Matt Boldy. Brock Faber as a D-man at 3,800. He's averaging over 28 minutes per game over the last 5. I mean, he's played 30 minutes, 32 minutes, 28 minutes, and 30 minutes in his last 4. 3,800 for him, one of the best value D-men on the entire slate, getting top power play time as well. Marco Rossi at 3.4K, getting top power play time as well. I do like Minnesota here quite a bit. I think they go a little bit under owned, and they're super cheap overall. I think the Avs probably draw a little bit more ownership, and the Panthers draw a little bit more ownership. Minnesota's probably going to be a pretty chalky overall secondary stack just due to their price points. So if I'm going to them, I do like getting up to guys like Kirill Kaprizov here, who has owned Montreal. Last time he played Montreal, had 6 shots on goal, 2 assists and a goal back in October. So like going back to the well here with Minnesota. Minnesota, one of my favorite stacks of the night. Let's talk about another team here facing overall, right? Arizona. I like Arizona here, facing one of the worst teams in the entire NHL in the Sharks here on the road. I like going back to the well with Arizona here. Not a lot of people like playing these Coyotes, but I'll play anyone against the Sharks, especially the Coyotes. I like the Coyotes quite a bit. Clayton Keller's been playing great hockey right now. I like him. Nick Schmaltz back in that lineup here. In a good matchup against San Jose. 5K flat for him, still a fair price. JJ Moser, top line, top power play at 4.1K. He remains cheap, remains to be a good play as well. Alexander Kerfoot at 3,600, top line, top power play in this matchup against the Sharks. Great value play there for Kerfoot. And then the second line continues to smash. I really like the second line. If I'm going to Arizona, I like the second line here more just because they're on the road. I like second liners more on the road. Nick Bjugstad, Matthias Mackelly here, and Lawson Krause. Really like that second line overall. Super cheap here. Get a good matchup against the Sharks and should be pretty low owned. And the last team I'll bring up here is Toronto. Again, another 7 total in this one. Toronto on the road here in Buffalo. Buffalo bleeds goals. They just got absolutely destroyed by Columbus last time out. And Toronto just been nuking, right? Austin Matthews, 9,900 for him. You got to make a decision between him and Nathan McKinnon here. Matthews is averaging over 30 DraftKings points per game over the last 5. I mean, this guy's absolutely on fire. Last time back in November, he played Buffalo. He had a hat trick, scored 44 DraftKings points here. Buffalo, bottom third in the league against centers. Matthews is averaging over 6 shots on goal per game over the last 5. Top spend up on the slate, him. Really basically flip a coin between him and McKinnon. Overall, they're both great plays here. But I do give a slight lean to Austin Matthews here. Really like him. William Nylander, 8,400. Been absolutely amazing. But the second line, even with Tyler Bertuzzi, Marner, and John Tavares, a little bit cheaper, a little bit more affordable here. John Tavares absolutely smashing right now. Mitchell Marner's crushing right now. Morgan Riley as a D-man at 5,700, top line, top power play. Amazing play here. And Bertuzzi at sub 4K, one of the best values on the entire slate here. Really like Toronto quite a bit as well. That's going to round out the stacks that I'm looking at here. Let's jump into some value plays at each position here. First value play from the center position is Freddie Gaudreau. 2K or stone minimum price here. He's averaging right around 8 DraftKings points per game over the last 5. Stone minimum gets a matchup here on home ice against Montreal, who ranked 28th in the league against centers. He's getting power play time as well. Going to play 14 to 16 minutes here. Freddie Gaudreau, great value play there for Minnesota at stone minimum. And then another value play from Minnesota that I already talked about is Marco Rossi here. Second liner, top power play unit, 16 to 18 minutes here. Again, Montreal ranks 20th in the league against centers. He's getting top power play time. I like Minnesota power play in this one. Marco Rossi, great play there. Another value, Jordan Staal, 2.7K for Jordan Staal here, fourth liner. He's going to play 15 to 16 minutes roughly. He's averaging right around 15 to 16 minutes over the last 5 or so. 2.7K for him. He's averaging almost 2 shots on goal per game over the last 5. I think it's a fine play here. Is Jordan Staal at almost stone minimum. And then another guy that's playing incredible hockey right now is Adam Henrique. Not the greatest matchup here, but second liner versus Calgary, second line, second power play. He's playing over 17 minutes, which is great to see. Averaging over 2 shots on goal per game, 3,500 for him. He's averaging 20 DraftKings points per game. Over the last 5, obviously an outlier there against New Jersey, right, where he had the hat trick, but followed that up with another goal against Detroit. So he's got 4 goals in literally 2 games. So Adam Henrique is going to round out the value centers at 3.5K. Let's jump into the value wings. First value wing I'm going to bring up is Matias Macali here. Already brought him up, like the Arizona Coyotes here. 3.9K for him. He's been very, very consistent, averaging over 10 DraftKings points per game over the last 5. Taking over 3 shots on goal per game. He's playing a ton of minutes, over 18 minutes on average as well. 3.9K, really like him. Another guy for the Coyotes here, Jason Zucker. Fourth liner, second power play, averaging over 2 shots on goal per game, 16 to 18 minutes for him. Again, matchup against the Sharks, one of the best matchups for wings in the league. Sharks ranked 29th in the NHL against wings on the slate. Another value wing here, Zach Benson for Buffalo on the other side of the Toronto chalk, on the other side of that 7 total here. Toronto can be scored on. Zach Benson's been good. He's playing 17 to 18 minutes. He's averaging over 2 shots on goal per game over the last 5. And what's nice about him is he's getting top power play time at 3.8K. So I don't mind a guy like Zach Benson, who's playing pretty good right now. And then the last guy I'll bring up, one of the best values, my favorite, probably one of my favorite values, if not my favorite value on the entire slate. Jonathan Drouin here, grabbing top power play time for Colorado. Second liner, playing 16 to 18 minutes here, averaging over 2 shots on goal per game. He's averaging almost 5 power play minutes per game over the last 5. Jonathan Drouin, 3.5K to round out the value wings on this slate. Let's jump into some value D-men here that I'm looking at. First guy, my favorite value D-man, Gustav Forsling. Already brought him up at 4K flat. He's playing over 20 minutes, taking over 3 shots on goal per game, averaging 12 DraftKings points per game over the last 5. Gustav Forsling, 4K flat for him. I have some interest in him. Another guy, David Savard here, 3.8K. Ever since he's returned, he's played over 20 minutes, 22 minutes. He's going to block shots, basically get you that bonus here. Decent matchup here against Minnesota. So I do like David Savard here. Another guy getting top power play time here is Jackson LeCombe here for the Anaheim Ducks. Top liner, top power play, playing over 21 minutes on average here. He's averaging right around 9 DraftKings points per game over the last 5. Played 21 minutes in both of his last 2 games. 10 blocks in 2 games. Really like him to pick up that block shot bonus at 3.2K. Can make a lot work for your lineup, so I like him. And then the last guy here is a minutes play in a good matchup, Brock Faber for the Minnesota Wild, 3.8K. He's averaging right around 9 DraftKings points per game, but he's averaging nearly 29 minutes per game over the last 5 minutes, leads up production. He's getting top power play time. Really like Brock Faber here to round out the value demon on this slate. Talk about some goalies here that I'm looking at. First goalie I'll bring up here is Charlie Lindgren. This game can go both ways here. Lindgren's been pretty good against Columbus this season. Has 2 wins against them. He's given up 4 goals in 2 games, but had over 33 saves in both of those games. 7.9K, for Charlie Lindgren. I do like him here for Washington. Another goalie, Connor Ingram, 8.1K for him. Again, I like Arizona to win this game. Connor Ingram has been a great goalie outside last game against Ottawa, but I do like Connor Ingram coming in, 8.1K for him. Really like that play. Use Saros here, who's been amazing outside of last game against Vancouver. But last time he played Philly, he had a 37 save win here. 7.4K for him. I think that's too cheap. He's got GPP winning upside at that price point, 7.4K. And then the last goalie, one of the my favorite spend up goalie here, outside of some of those other guys that are going to get ownership here, is Gus Bus, Philip Gustafsson here at home. against Montreal. Like Minnesota in this spot. I already talked about their stack. So if Gus Bus, Philip Gustav as a goalie here, 8.4K as a spend up. If you can spend up a little bit over Connor Ingram, I like going to Philip Gustafsson here overall. That's going to do it for this edition of the NHL Quick Hit. Again, for December 21st. We're almost to Christmas, but we still got money to be made. It's like Christmas coming every single night over here at SHIPIT Nation with the winners that we continue to produce here. We got the NFL tonight. We got NBA tonight. We got NHL tonight. We got you all covered over here at SHIPITNation.com. If you are not a member, head over to SHIPITNation.com. Click on Join Now. Use promo code MAYO. Gets you 10% off for life. But if not, just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. That's going to do it for this NHL show. For myself, Nadesify. Good luck tonight in your contest. Hope to see those SHIPIT Nation logos at the top. Let's ship it.